Thank you very much for the invitation and the occasion to speak about cooperations amongst the families of UN organizations, as Professor Weib said. I think it's all about cooperations which are very necessary and which are possible, especially in cases like emergency preparedness. ZMG, the Austrian Met Service, is a WMO regional specialized center for atmospheric backtracking. But it also hosts a national data center for the verification of CTBT. These tasks are taken very seriously by us and employ a whole department. Now, in particular to the Fukushima accident, throughout the nuclear accident in the power plant in Fukushima Daiichi, CTBTO data and related analysis proved to be crucial for us in our national assessment of the situation and helped us also in fulfilling our international obligations in the WMO framework. This event happened many thousand kilometers away from our national borders, but nevertheless it triggered enormous general attention and concern in Austria and in Europe. It's understandable. But based on CTBTO data and state-of-the-art modeling efforts, it was possible for us to provide the first independent estimates of emissions of iodine and cesium for the Fukushima plant as early as March 22nd. These estimates proved to be remarkably accurate, as confirmed by later assessments and studies, partly due to the position of the CTBTO stations and partly of the well-functioning backtracking software which we developed over the years. CTBTO radionuclide data collected worldwide according to common standards, which are very, very high. And these data are known to be very accurate, in particular in low concentration range. So it's a completely different purpose that you would set up a measurement network otherwise for radiation control. The CTBTO system is a technically completely independent network and thus in a position to deliver data in the case that other systems fail. And this is very valuable in crisis situations. As we noted during the Fukushima crisis, the system was very reliable and stable and was able to monitor the dispersion of radionuclides all over the globe. We would like to mention in this respect that our institute provided support and infrastructure to CTBTO in the development phase of radionuclide stations. Our Mount Somlik Observatory was the ideal basis to test stations under the harsh Arctic conditions. And Arctic stations are very important in the global network because trajectories pass so often over this region. All CTBTO data, including radionuclide data, are an invaluable source of information far beyond the core mandate of CTBT. Therefore, it's our firm belief that this data need to be available for scientific studies as well as for civil applications, in particular in the case of emergencies. We think this additional role of CTBTO can only strengthen the organization by creating general awareness about the indispensable data set it produces in near real time on a daily basis. Under the Joint Radiation Emergency Management Plan of the International Organization, it's the role and responsibility of WMO and its regional specialized meteorological centers for environment emergency response, this EER, to provide atmospheric transport modeling products to the international community. Under the WMO umbrella and at the request of WMO Secretary General, ZMG has provided additional meteorological support to IAEA and its Incident and Emergency Center. ZMG staff was present in the IAC whenever needed. And throughout the accident, we have in our role as WMO RSMC, and together with our colleagues from other RSMC, also supported CTBTO and atmospheric backtracking to ensure that radionuclide measurements which were influenced by the Fukushima emissions could be discriminated from other measurements. As you said before, there's the noise and there's a signal from a possible nuclear test. This activity made it possible that nuclear tests could always be detected in the system. In the last meeting, WMO Congress noted the well-coordinated supply of useful radioactive atmospheric transport and dispersion prediction products by WMO RSMCs arising from the Fukushima nuclear accident. Congress also noted that the prediction maps should take into account the actual and accumulated emissions into the atmosphere. To facilitate the estimation of source terms, a firm and credible cooperation between IAEA, CTBTO, and WMO is needed, with a view to exchange data and information with a minimum time delay. This service will also assist national meteorological and hydrological services worldwide in fulfilling their respective national responsibilities, because this is where usually the first responsibilities lie of these services. To conclude, we would like to thank the CTBTO Provisional Technical Secretariat, PTS, and its staff for the great job they did during the Fukushima crisis and the invaluable support they provided for all of us. For the future, we count on the availability of the PTS to work together with WMO and its RSMC in establishing a system where CTBTO data can be exchanged rapidly and operationally in the event of a nuclear crisis. The future cooperation between IEA, CTBTO and WMO needs to take into account existing roles and responsibilities and technical competencies to provide optimum services to the international community. We'd also like to use the opportunity to assure the PTS our continued support in the fulfillment of its international technical mandate. Thank you very much.